Hi guys, a very warm welcome to all of you in our YouTube channel Gurmantra Siksha Ka Granth. I'm your educator Saranya and today it is our practice session on the topic cell signaling. I hope you guys have revised your concepts and come for the practice session because if you have revised it, when you do the practice session, you'll be able to solve the questions very easily as you can recall all the concepts very quickly. Okay, so let's see. Totally, you have 30 marks. Okay, total marks will be 30. Each question will carry 2 marks. If your question is wrong, then you're going to give yourself -1. Okay, have a notebook and pen with you because if you want to write the options in that, you can write it, then cross check when I tell you the answers. Also, you can write your marks in your notebook for the totaling. Okay, at the last, when the quiz or the practice session is complete, make the total of all of your marks. Okay, have a total, post it in the comment box. Okay, post it in the comment box and tell me how much you have scored. Okay, you'll be given 1 minute to answer each question. You have to be very honest with yourself because this is a self assessment test. You're going to test yourself how much you have learned and how well you have learned. Okay, so mention your total score in the comment box after completing the test. Okay, so in the comment box, please mention your score. All the very best, give your best shot. Okay, so this is your first question. Read the question carefully and give the answer. In your notebook, you can actually note down the options, whichever you feel is correct. And nearby that, when we discuss if the answer for this question, you can put a tick if it is correct or a cross if it is wrong. And near that, you can put yourself marks, give yourself marks. If your answer is correct, you should be giving yourself 2 marks, and if it is wrong, give -1. Okay, so the question is paracrine signaling is involved in which of the following? Paracrine signaling. This we have studied in the mode of signal transduction, and your correct answer is option B, chemical signals that can only travel limited distances between the cells. So B is the correct option. So this is the statement for the paracrine signaling. Okay. So the chemical signals that can only travel limited distance between the cells. This comes in paracrine signaling. Okay. So the next question. Very easy this question is. It might look a little bit big. Slow down, read the question carefully. You will get the answer within seconds. So which of the following plasma membrane receptors activate signaling pathways usually by forming molecular dimers that results in the protein phosphorylation reactions upon binding of the specific ligand? Okay, let's decode the question first. They're saying when the ligand binds to the receptor, it happens, dimerization of the receptor happens and phosphorylation of proteins. So they've given you the sequence of the reactions which is happening, signaling which is happening, and they're asking you what signaling pathway this is involved in. Okay, what is the signaling pathway these reactions are involved in? That is the ligand binding to your receptor, okay, and dimerization of the receptor and protein phosphorylation. Very simple. It is coming under enzyme linked receptors, and in these option, which of the option tells you about the enzyme linked receptors? That is option B. Receptor tyrosine kinase is one category of the enzyme linked receptor. So B is your correct option. Next question. They're asking you which of the following has an antagonistic action to adenylate cyclase. Antagonistic means opposite action. Okay, antagonistic is opposite. So you have option A, B and C, D. You have to tell which of these option is having antagonistic action to adenylate cyclase. Very easy. You just have to use your brain. Okay, so antagonistic action to adenylate cyclase. First, let's decode the question. What is the meaning of opposite action to adenylate cyclase? So, what does adenylate cyclase do? It converts ATP to cyclic AMP. Okay, what does adenylate cyclase do? It converts ATP to cyclic AMP. And what does this phosphodiesterase do? This will convert the cyclic AMP to 5-AMP. Okay, phosphodiesterase is involved in conversion of cyclic AMP to 5-AMP so that there is no more 5- cyclic AMP remaining. So whatever this adenylate cyclase is making, phosphodiesterase is destroying that. So this is the antagonistic action, right? Adenylate cyclase is making cyclic AMP. Phosphodiesterase is breaking down cyclic AMP. So that is antagonistic action, like opposite action. So your correct option is D, phosphodiesterase enzyme. Next question. The keyword here is extracellular signaling, and note that it is a not. Okay, so which of the following signal molecule is not, which means not, okay, not used for extracellular signaling? Which of the signaling molecule is not used for extracellular signaling? Very easy, easy peasy question. You should be able to answer this question within seconds. Like just look at the question, look at the option, you should be ready with the answer because it is very simple. Okay, so your answer is option D, cyclic AMP, because cyclic AMP is involved in intracellular signaling. Within the cell, it is involved. Okay, extracellular signaling, cyclic AMP is not involved. So your answer is option D. Extracellular signaling in animals is carried out by four categories of signaling molecules: endocrine, paracrine, autocrine, and juxtacrine. But cyclic AMP is a secondary messenger that is used in intracellular signaling. Okay, so let's go for the next question. They've given you four statements. Four statements, you have to arrange them. You have to arrange these four statements in the sequential order of extracellular signaling. Okay, correct order. sequential order of extracellular signaling. This is very easy for you guys. You should be able to do this very quickly. Okay, so they are telling you to arrange the following sequence of extracellular signaling in the correct order. So what happens in the extracellular signaling first? First, there should be synthesis of your ligand or a signal. Okay, synthesis of your ligand is the first step. From these options, you can see option 3 here. Signaling cells synthesize and release the signaling molecule. So this will definitely be your first statement in the sequence. Okay. First statement in the sequence should be signaling cells synthesize and release the signaling molecule. You can see in the option the first statement to be 3 is only present in option B. Straight away you can put B as the correct answer and go. You don't have to look at anything else. Straight away you know from this B option, since the first statement is third one, this is the correct. But let's do the others also, okay? So the second statement in the sequence is after the signal has been synthesized and released, it will be transported to the signal, transported the signal to the target. Transport of signal to the target is your second statement. Third statement is binding of the signal to the receptor. And the fourth one is signal start of the signal transduction pathway. So B is your correct option. 3142 is the sequence. Okay. Next question. Name the signaling which requires physical contacts between the cells involved. Very, very easy, easy peasy. You should be able to answer this immediately as you read the question itself. Without looking the options itself, you can answer this question because it is that much easy. Also, I wanted to tell you that if you find any question which is difficult or you're not able to answer that particular concept or you're not familiar with that particular concept, what you can do is you can go back to the videos. Okay, in the Gurmantra YouTube channel, you have playlist. Okay, go to the playlist and there's a different playlists and the title of our playlist is Gate Biotechnology. Okay, Gate Biotechnology 2021. If you want to view the videos in English, you can view it in English. If you want to view the videos in Hindi, you have that option also. So, Gate Biotechnology 2021 English. You can open that. You'll have all the videos from the beginning, first video till now, whatever has been uploaded, all the videos will be there with the topic, title will be there. So whichever concept you're not able to understand, please go and check those videos. Okay, if you go and check those videos, it is only for 30 minutes maximum. See those videos, understand the concepts. Okay, then you'll be able to solve all of these questions because I'm not bringing you questions from nowhere else. Okay, I'm bringing you questions from the topic which I've taught you already, which you are very, very familiar with. If you have gone through those videos, okay, if you have gone through those videos, I would have answered all of these questions in that. Okay, I'm just testing your knowledge, like how much are you prepared for your gate biotechnology? Okay. So if you do not know any concept or if you're not familiar with any concept, go to the videos from the playlist and watch the videos. You will understand it definitely and you will be able to answer the questions because all of these questions are from the topics which has already been taught to you. Okay, so name the signaling which requires physical contacts between the cells involved is your juxtacrine signaling. So option D is the correct answer, juxtacrine signaling. Next question. Very easy question. Name the largest family of cell surface receptor. I hope you guys are giving yourself marks for the right questions. Give yourself 2 marks, and if your question is wrong, give yourself -1. And when the practice session ends, total the marks, okay? Total the marks, and whatever is your score, please put that in the comment section, okay? Alright, name the largest family of the cell surface receptor, that is your G protein coupled receptors. A is the correct option. Next question. Which of the following G protein takes part in the regulation of vision? Very easy question. They're asking you in vision pathway, we already saw these pathways, GPCR in vision. Okay, what is the G protein that is taking part in that pathway? Alright, so which of the following G protein take part in the regulation of vision? It is your transducin. Transducin is the G protein involved in vision. So D is your correct answer. Okay, so GS is involved in cyclic AMP pathway. GI, we saw the pertussis toxin. GI is involving. GQ is for IP3 DAG pathway, and GT is the transducin pathway which comes in your vision. So D is the correct option. G protein which takes part in the vision is GT or transducin. So the transducin is the GTP binding protein and it is trimeric in nature. Let's move on to the next question. Very easy question, isn't it? Name the family of monomeric G protein. In the pathways which we have seen only one monomeric G protein, which means it has only one subunit, which regulates the growth of cell. Very easy, you can find the answer within seconds. Like as soon as you read the question, your answer is coming to you. Recalling, okay? Yes, so the answer is option A, RAS. RAS is the monomeric G protein that is involved in the regulation of cell growth. Okay, we saw this in the RAS MAP kinase pathway, which comes in receptor tyrosine kinase, that comes in enzyme linked receptors, isn't it? Okay, so A is your correct answer. RAS is the option that is involved in the growth of the cell, and that is the monomeric G protein. Okay. So if this question is correct for you, give yourselves 2 marks, and if it is wrong, give yourselves -1. Next question. So read the question carefully, understand it, try to understand what they're asking you, then answer. They're asking The cell that expresses the messenger, which means the cell that is producing the signal, has the receptor for the signal also. So one cell you have, okay, imagine the scenario. One cell you have, that cell is expressing, which means releasing the signal molecule, which means it is releasing the ligand, and it also has the receptor for that particular ligand. So what kind of signaling is this? What kind of mode of signaling is this? The cell will have receptor also, and it will produce the ligand also for that receptor. Very, very simple. So the answer is autocrine. Autocrine means activating self. Auto means self. Crine means signaling. Okay, so A is the correct option. You can see here in autocrine signaling, the cells that expresses the messenger molecules, okay, also synthesizes the surface receptor for those molecules. Surface receptors can respond to the messenger synthesized by the cell itself. Okay. So if this answer is correct for you, give yourselves 2 marks, and if it is wrong, give -1, and be very, very honest with you, because this is a self-assessment for you, because you are assessing yourself. You are assessing yourself how much you have studied, how much you have understood. Okay. Next question. Protein kinases and phosphatases act by altering dash of the signaling proteins. So what does a protein kinase do? What is the meaning of kinase? It means phosphorylation. And the function of phosphatase is to remove the phosphate. Okay, remove the phosphate, dephosphorylation. Kinase will add a phosphate group. Phosphatase will remove a phosphate group. So to a protein, if phosphorylation is happening or dephosphorylation is happening, what will be the changes in that protein? What will be the alterations happening in that protein if that particular protein is phosphorylated or dephosphorylated? Okay, so the correct answer is option B, conformation. So when you phosphorylate a protein, the conformation of the protein, that is structure of the protein, will little bit change. Okay. Similarly, when you dephosphorylate it, again the structure goes back to the original state. So there will be changes in its structure. That is what we call it as conformation. Okay. So B is your correct option. Next question. Very simple. Which of the following residues of protein the protein kinases do not add phosphate group? I'll decode this question for you. What are the amino acid residues where phosphorylation occurs? That is the simple question. For this, I've answered you in the class itself. I've told you in the lecture itself. Okay. They've just twisted the question and asked you the protein kinases do not add phosphate group. So, which are the proteins, which means amino acids, to which the kinases do not add the phosphate group? Do not. Where the phosphorylation does not occur. Okay, so your correct answer is option B, cytosine. Cytosine is the molecule where phosphate group is not added by protein kinases. Protein kinases add the phosphate group to serine, threonine and tyrosine only. And by the way, cytosine is not an amino acid also. Okay, it is not an amino acid. Cytosine, it is a nucleotide. It is a base. It is a base molecule. So this is anyway wrong, also phosphate group will not be added to this by the protein kinases. Next question. Okay, here you have three diagrams A, B, and C. You have to mention what is the mode of signaling which is seen in this diagram, what is the mode of signaling that is seen in these diagram, and arrange it in the order. Like what is A, what is the mode of signaling happening here, and in B, what is the mode of signaling, in C, what is the mode of signaling. Match that with the options here and tell me which of the option is correct. Okay, so from the diagram, let's understand what is happening. Let's say what is happening in A. So this cell is producing some ligand that is binding to the receptors present on the same cell itself, which is autocrine. Okay, autocrine. So autocrine is the first one, A. And you can see here autocrine is present in option A and option B here as the first one. The second here is the B1, the B diagram is the cell is producing the signal that is binding to the nearby cell. You can see that is binding to the nearby cell. So that is paracrine. So the second diagram is of paracrine. You can see option A is the correct answer. Second is paracrine. And the third is, you can see the third one, one cell is producing the signal that is passing through the bloodstream and going to the target cell, which is endocrine. So autocrine, paracrine and endocrine. So A is your correct option. Next question. Very simple question this is. G protein coupled receptors contain how many transmembrane alpha helices? It's the serpentine receptors, right? Okay, so G protein coupled receptor has seven transmembrane alpha helices. So C is the correct option. Next question. This is the last question of your practice session. After this question, total down your marks, okay? Make a total of all of the marks and whatever is your total, write that down in the comment section and tell me, okay? So write that down in the comment section. Steroids are derived from what? Alright, so steroids are derived from cholesterol. B is your correct option, okay? B is the correct option. Alright, so the practice session ends here. I just wanted to tell you a few things. The first thing is, whatever marks you are getting, you can put it down in the comment section, and the marks which you have scored is a reflection of what is the preparation you are doing. Okay, I've asked you questions from the topics which we have dealt with. Like it should be easy for you to solve all of these questions. Okay, so if you're not able to solve these questions, which means your preparation is not going in the right track, you still have time. Go through those videos, do the practice session, and you'll come back to the right track. So, couple of things you should know: study, revise, practice, keep on doing this. Daily practice 20 questions by yourself, okay, and keep revising again and again, because as you study something again and again and again, it will be stored in your brain for a very long period of time. First, you have to study, understand the concept. The next is you're going to repeat, revise it again and again and again and again until your exam. Okay? How many ever times you can revise, do it. Because I'm not giving you a lot of doses. Okay, I'm giving you very small doses every day. Just 30 minutes of a class. You can definitely watch it regularly without any hassle. Okay, without any delay, you can watch it. So watch all the classes. If you have any doubts, you can ask me. All right. If you find any concept which is difficult or any question which you're not able to solve or something which is not familiar to you, go back to the videos from the playlist, watch the videos, understand them, and you'll be able to answer these questions. Okay, because these questions are not from anywhere else. I've taken all of these questions from the topics which I've taught you. All right. Okay, so the session is going to end. Before that, I wanted to tell you, total down your marks and put it in the comment section. Okay, like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel Gurmantal Shiksha Ka Growth. If you have any queries, you can contact us.